Oh man, look at there. Full trigger around a turn. Full trigger, boy. Full trigger. Yes, sir, buddy. Oh, you can't beat it, son. Oh. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the boat gang. All right, we got the Oxi-digger Oxi-digger. This is a 34-inch, almost ready to run Outrigger, pre-assembled. Okay, today we're actually going to be working on the rudder assembly. Okay, this boat comes with a rudder. It doesn't kick up, and I run in some areas with a lot of debris, turtles, so we're actually going to install this generic kick up rudder hinge bracket. Okay, basically going to cut the old hinge off and install this guy right here. I'm going to make it the same length from the transom. Okay, and should be pretty straightforward, so stick around, you guys. Big B with Ironclad RC. Oh, she's on rails, son. Oh boy, full tilt, full tilt. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. I already removed the hinge pin. Okay, basically that guy right there. Just gonna basically check, make sure it's gonna work and it fits in there tight. This is just a generic rudder bracket assembly. Basically this guy right here. Okay, this is a 75mm rudder blade. Comes with this rudder bracket. All you have to do is basically file that little area right there off this part and put a breakaway screw in it, and the rudder will kick up. Okay, so this will basically work for pretty much any rudder that has the same rudder blade cutout. You know, it'll pretty much work. There's also a couple other rudder options, kick up rudder options out there that you may be able to get with any specific rudder blade, but that's the most important part. Just make sure the blade fits in and your money, you know. So I got my hacksaw here. Pretty simple. Just gonna cut this off. Okay, I'm gonna actually measure from the transom, make sure my rudder blade or my pivot point is gonna be the same distance from the transom once we're done. Okay, so look at there, look at there. So I got it mocked up, got my holes drilled. I increased the hole to a 3mm screw. Okay, on all my boats. It's a little harder to break than a normal 2mm, you know. So it'll basically go in there like that. This bracket's a little thicker than this, you know, generic bracket. So it looks a little out of place. I have an option. I can run it on this side, or I can flip it over and run it on the inside. Either way, but I gotta have this, you know. I gotta have it. So so now I'm just gonna take my file and ever so carefully file this area right here. Basically just gonna round that corner off right there. Okay, so it'll kick up. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Full trigger. All right, so I got this. I think that's 3.5 nut. I think it is. It comes with like a 2.5, I believe. I didn't take my caliper out and measure it. I can't ever remember. But it's an oversized screw that I put in my rudder bracket. I'm also running the same size. It's a little heavier duty than like a 2.5, 2mm screw. Okay, you get them from Amazon. All right. And I usually just kind of oversize all the holes in all my rudders, and I've been using these for a while. I like them. Okay, so I got it cinched down pretty hard, so it kicks up kind of hard, so it don't kick up for no good reason. Okay, I guess the most important part for this mod is getting this vertical cut right, and your holes drilled so your bracket right here sits tight on that vertical cut. And it needs to be vertical. If you have it like angled this way or that way, or you have your holes drilled loose, you won't get a nice tight fit. And you know, I usually pre-drill this bottom hole. I get everything filed and cut to size, get that rounded off real nice. I'll put it on and off, get it rounded and cut and profiled. And then my final like step is to drill this bottom hole. When your rudder is at its full vertical position, drill that bottom hole out so you get it, so you got like actually hold the rudder in while you're drilling that hole, you know, so you get a nice tight fit, so you have a vertical rudder and it's not like canted back or forward. But yep, that's how you do it. It's pretty easy, but it's actually kind of tedious at the same time. There's a lot of like back and forth, you know, unless you're just a man, you know what I mean? But back and forth to get it right, you know. And it don't look too bad. It don't look out of place. I was worried about that, but once you got everything kind of cinched down on this thicker rudder bar right here, this bracket bar, it don't look too bad. And you can actually flip this over. Actually, this is in line with the tub of the boat. I could actually flip it over and get it on the inside in line with the tub of the boat. So our next video, we're going to go either to the new river or the park pond, which is probably go to the park pond because the new river, the speed run spot, it's kind of hit or miss. But we have the 4S SMC packs, the DV Extremes. We're going to run the 6100C 6S cheap lipos, and then when we go to the speed run spot, we're going to throw that 5300 V3 in. That's a 250C SRD pack. It just come out. I hadn't even unboxed it. I hope it fits in the boat. I did all my measurements. It should. So really not going to get full advantage of that battery until we put an upgraded motor or ESC in this boat. Those batteries, you got to have the current and the amp draw to take full advantage of their capability, you know. In the meantime, we're going to run it in the Dominator because that's an ultralight pack, 250C. We are to brakes 80 on 6S. It's a single 6S pack. Okay, so yep. Turned out pretty good. Okay, pretty good. I feel a lot more comfortable running the boat with this kick-up rudder. Even at the river, when I was out there for our maiden durability test with this boat, there was a couple big branches floating around, and that's basically why I called it early. I basically discharged one pack. I was going to run a second, but there was a lot of trash in the river, and I didn't have this kick-up protection. Any boat needs this. I mean, yeah, it may kick up in a 100-mile-an-hour run. You just tighten this up, put a breakaway, and it should stay down until you hit something. But you know, you hit something with a rudder or a boat 60, 70, 80 mile an hour. You can tear something up quick, fast, and in a hurry. Either it's going to break the pin for the rudder, it's going to destroy or break your rudder in half, which I've had that happen. I've had broken pins, I've bent brackets, I've tore whole transoms out. So it's really a must, you know. And this is just an easy, cheap way to get kickback protection pretty much for any rudder, you know. Just buy you a cheap $10 rudder and steal the little bracket off of it. Boom, 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 done, done, done. And I'm sure the rudder blade and the bracket will come in handy for something. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.